Boost it, fool! No! No way! Oh, man! Oh! No way! What the fuck?
So I'm here using my brother's car for measurements, and it's pretty clean, it's all stock. But I believe he's going to turbo this one, or he's going to put a VTEC F22 into the Civic he has back there. But I don't know his plan. Or at least talking to the shop about what kind of top mount they're going to make for me. So they told me to just get back to them as to where I want it located and which way I want the turbo oriented. So what I have right now is my old turbo, the old Garrett, and the intake pipe that I'm going to use for my new turbo. So this doesn't fit on there. My new one is 4-inch. So the question is which way to orient it, because the way other top mounts have it is the downpipe goes this way and down through there, and then the intake is just here, and people put a mesh over the intake of the turbo, and they don't put a full filter. But since I like to daily mine or just drive it around a lot, that wasn't going to work for me. So the fabricator said, let's flip it around and have the intake coming down this way. But that was also not going to work for me, because if you've seen the previous video, I have the radiator mounted right here, and that would put the intake right behind the hot air coming off the radiator, and I couldn't push it more because I'm gonna have the catch can right here, and then obviously the charge piping right there. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna have to completely flip it back over, have it at an angle so that the intake pipe comes around here, and I'm gonna put the pod filter right here. So I'm just gonna test fit it really quick. I am gonna relocate the power steering fluid. It's gonna be right here where the windshield washer fluid is. The neck that's gonna stick out is gonna be for the power steering. So I squeezed it in there as best as I could. It's still kind of sticking out because I don't want to push it too far in there. It's out perfectly to where I have the turbo in there and it's spooling. No, just kidding. So I'm just resting it on the heat shield, and the way it's sitting now, the reason it's a little bit to my right is because the motor mount is pretty big, and the innovator I'm going to use is pretty much the same size. When I actually bolt it in for real, this is going to be pointing downward, and it's going to go through there, and then yeah. I'm measuring the clearance my fabricator is going to have, because he has the engine, but he doesn't have an Accord in the shop to know what's around it. So I'm just going to let him know that from the head to the core support, it's about 15 inches or 14 and a half. And so I took him the scrap engine. Alright, this is the mock F22 that I brought them. So as you can see, I put the motor mount so that the downpipe won't hit it when they're fabricating it. Same thing with the power steering. Brought them the hose. I put the lower alternator. He's going to put it where I told him to, just a little bit at an angle so we can clear the intake, can clear the power steering. And I'm pretty excited. It's a pretty legit shop. They got the Supra back there. This kit car, what is that, Subaru. They're working on a twin turbo Camaro, another Supra. Pretty crazy stuff. Right now it's tacked into place with only one runner, but it's in perfect position to let the intake clear, so we're just going to add the rest of the runners now. We originally intended the downpipe to go down this way, but these two runners are going to take up this whole area, so instead it's going to curve down back towards me and then go under the engine. The wastegate's going to go right here, and we're going to rotate the turbo so that the piping comes straight down, and make sure there's enough room for the runner to come down through here without hitting the compressor. And here it is tacked in. It just needs to get fully welded up and then start making the downpipe and the wastegate tube. Tim just doing the final weld for the downpipe, and after that it's going to be completely done. Okay, so I finally just picked up my manifold. I'm getting ready to leave. Some nice cars out here. So what I have is my old junker motor that they used to build a manifold off of. And up front is the good stuff. I have the turbo. Ignore that sticker. I have the wastegate and the top mount. There to go. Quick little test fit. Top mount looking beautiful.